Hi folks, this is Jay. We're doing Ignatius, looking at what we can learn about the historical Jesus. Excuse me. And we're looking at the letter to the Smyrnaeans, I think it is, or Nereans. And just a few information about Ignatius. W.R. Shodel comments on the recensions of Ignatius in the Anchor Bible Dictionary, page 384. Eusebius in Ecclesiasticus 3:36 places Ignatius' martyrdom in the reign of Trajan, AD 68 to 117, and the date in the second half of Trajan's reign or somewhat later seems to fit the letter of the conditions reflected in the letters. Arguments are still advanced, notably by Jolly in 1979, that call into question the authenticity of these documents. But researches of Zahn 1873 and Lightfoot in 1885 and 1889 and their followers continue to dominate the scholarship. Thus the authenticity of what is not often, though misleadingly, called the middle recension is generally accepted. By the same token, the so-called long recension is usually regarded as a 4th century revision, consisting of interpolations into the original letters and in the addition of 6 spurious letters. So that's just a little bit of information on textual criticism, and so we're going to just read a teeny bit of Smyrnaeans, if I can pronounce it. So Ignatius writes, "Thanks to God for your faith. Glorify God, even Jesus Christ, who has given you so much such wisdom. For I have observed that you are perfected in an immovable faith, as if you were nailed to the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ, both in the flesh and in the spirit, and are established in love through the blood of Christ, being fully persuaded with respect to our Lord, that he was truly of the seed of David according to the flesh, and the Son of God, according to the will and power of God, that he was truly born of a virgin, was baptized by John in order that all righteousness might be fulfilled by him, was truly under Pontius Pilate and Herod the Tetrarch, nailed to the cross for us in his flesh. Of this fruit we are by his divinely blessed passion, that he might set up a standard for all ages through his resurrection, to all his holy and faithful followers, whether among Jews or Gentiles, in the one body of his church." So you can't get a clearer statement there, I think, of the historical Christ, in that it's clearly saying that Christ died and rose again. It's very clear that he doesn't believe in visions or anything like that. In chapter 2 he says he suffered, about Jesus, all those things for us, and he suffered them really and not in appearance only. That's in chapter 2. In chapter 3 he says, "For I know that after his resurrection also he was still possessed by flesh." In his epistle in the epistle of Ignatius to Philadelphians, he has, "But to me Jesus Christ is in the place of all that is ancient, his cross and death and resurrection, and the faith which is by him." So it's very clear that the early church fathers believed in a literal death and resurrection of Jesus. Okay, thank you for listening and take care.